So we are moving here to the case 3, hyperbolic function. Case number 1 we completed as exponential function where we replace d by a. Case 2, a trigonometric function where we replace d square by minus a square. And now the case 3, in a hyperbolic function we should replace d square by plus a square to get a particular integral, that is a pi. Once we replace d square by plus a square, we have exactly similar cases that we have in a trigonometric function. So in trigonometric function, case number 1, we said the denominator can be a 0. A denominator can be a 0 when we replace d square by a square. How to handle the situation replacing d square by a square and getting 0? Yes, how to handle?
Sir, by again differentiating in the next step x by 1 by d.
Yes, first we should multiply by x into differentiate the denominator. Okay, so multiply by x outside the operator into 1 upon phi dash d, and then whatever that fx you have, that is a way. So whenever we get a 0 in the denominator, exactly similar way we have to handle it, like exponential and trigonometric. Second case, suppose we are getting a linear term in the denominator. Okay, say we have, when we replace d square by plus a square and we are getting some term like d minus 4, then the method says, yes, how to handle this case?
Rationalization.
Rationalize, correct. So rationalize that one. So that about the way to handle the linear thing, that multiply by a conjugate of a denominator. And third thing, we may have a constant term in the denominator. So how to handle the constant term? Suppose we replace d square by a square and we get some number only. Then nothing we have to do it, is it? Nothing to do it. We have the answer directly. We have that answer. So getting a constant is the simplest case. We have the answer directly, that is a pi only. But whenever 0 and linear term, we have to use accordingly. So exactly similar cases are there, and you will come to know by this solved example. So here is only one example I am taking on hyperbolic. So the numerical that we have is solve d cube y by dx cube minus 4dy by dx equal to 2 times cos hyperbolic 2x. Okay. So if we write auxiliary equation, the auxiliary equation become a d cube minus 4d. So d cube minus 4d, that we have to solve it. So d is taken common. We get these are the factors 0, 2, minus 2. These are the roots of that auxiliary equation, and depending on the roots, we have this as a CF. This is the complementary solution, complementary function. So that about step number 1. We got a CF there. Next step, step 2, to get a YP. 1 upon function of d. Function of d is a d cube minus 4d there. And fx is the 2 times cos hyperbolic 2x. That's written here. Now, as it is a hyperbolic function, this is the thing that we have to do it. We have to replace d square by a square. So if we compare cos hyperbolic of ax plus b, so the value of a is 2. So we replace d square by a square. Now it is a plus a square. So in this case it is a 4. So if we replace d square by 4, so this d cube can be written as actually d square into d. So this is 4d minus 4d. So that is coming 0. So we are getting that 4d minus 4d as a 0. And when denominator becoming 0, we have to multiply by x. So x is multiplied outside, and this phi dash d is written. This is phi of d, and that is phi dash of d. So this 3d square minus 4. And then after that again we replace d square by 4. So this is a d square by 4. D square is replaced by 4 here. This d square is replaced by this 4. And we got as a yp. And lastly, don't forget to combine it. Yc plus yp is a complete solution there. So if anyone have any doubt, you can ask in hyperbolic function. Any problem, any difficulty you have in hyperbolic? Yes, anyone? If you do not have a doubt and you completed this, you can tell me. I will move to the next.
No, so wait for 1 minute.
Yes. One more important thing, remember this PPT is already available on TMI-LMS. All course material is already uploaded there on TMI-LMS. Those who are interested to get these PPTs because there are solved examples, yes, you can just download it from there.
We're done.
Done? Okay, very good.
Sir, 1 minute.
Yes, okay. So here the last part is just YC plus YP is written there. YP is actually x by 4 cos hyperbolic 2x. X upon 4 cos hyperbolic 2x. That is YP here. So today we have to finish one more method here. That is a case 4.
Sir, done.
Done. Okay, good. So I'll move it on the next case. Case number 4, we have algebraic function. So first case 1 to 3. In case 1 to 3, actually we have replacement. So either we have to replace d by a, okay, this is a d by a, or d square by minus a square, or that d square by plus a square. Okay, so depending on trigonometry or hyperbolic. So that are the three cases. The first is exponential, second is trigonometry, third is hyperbolic. But case 4 is totally different. It is for algebraic function. Now algebraic function can appear in two forms. Either it is in a polynomial. This is the polynomial. What is the degree of this polynomial?
2.
2, correct, very good. And if it is simply the algebraic function x raised to m, the degree is said to be m only. So it is a single term. Suppose x raised to m is there. So m is the degree. Or generally it is in polynomial mainly. So this is actually algebraic function of a power m, we can say. But polynomial have the degree is 2 there. So this degree plays a very important role in solving the PI here. So whenever we have algebraic function, what we have to do it, just take a lowest degree term as a common from function of d. Okay, we have this way. This is PI is equal to 1 upon phi d of suppose x square is there. So what we have to do, take a lowest degree term common from this function of d. Suppose that lowest degree term common is, suppose some constant is there. In this case, suppose constant term is a lowest degree term, because lowest degree term can be a constant of a degree 0 there. Okay, and then the bracket can be converted either in 1 plus t form or 1 minus t form. Okay, we'll come to that, how it is converted in this form. So whenever it is 1 upon 1 plus t, we have to use this formula. And whenever there is 1 minus t, we have used this formula. So 1 upon 1 plus, these are actually Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series you derived in the last semester probably. So whenever there is 1 upon 1 plus t, there is alternate plus minus sign. Whenever 1 upon 1 minus t is there, all terms are positive. So that is the series we have to use it. When we expand this series, this is on x square. So actually t is a function, even though we take k as a common, in t the lowest degree term of a t is always a linear, that is in terms of d there. So t is in the form of d, operator d only, always there. So as it is in the form of a d, and we know that is x square, so d is a derivative operator, and we write like this, suppose 1 upon k, and we write like 1 minus t plus t square minus t cube and so on of x square. So this is infinite series. But as it is x square and t is in the form of a d there, you will observe for x square the maximum power of d should exist as a 2 only, because a second derivative of x square exists. Okay, I think I disconnected and connected back. Just 1 minute. Something happened, just I disconnected and connected back. Let I check. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So let me come to this part with a numerical only. Right now, where you should focus this expansion. This expansion, you should remember it. We'll come to the example, it becomes more clear. Much more clear with the example only. Okay. So let I show you the numerical. So let me solve this. So question is solve d2y by dx square plus dy by dx equal to x square. Yes, anyone? Step number 1, what should it be? Yes? Am I audible?
D square plus
Then no one is saying that step 1 number of times we come to YC, na?
Consider auxiliary equation.
Yes, auxiliary equation. So what is auxiliary? D square. So what should be taken common? D should be common.
0 and minus
0 and minus 1. So what is YC then?
C1 e raised to 0x plus
Okay.
C2 e raised to minus x.
Very good.
C1 plus C2 e raised to power minus 1.
That is also correct. Good. Because we have that e raised to 0x and no need to write e raised to 0x. That is also good. So step 2 then. In the step 2, we have yp, and for yp 1 upon 5d is there. 1 upon 5d is now d square plus d, and RHS is algebraic. You will observe it's x square only. Now I want what should be the common so that we can convert the denominator in the form of 1 plus d or 1 minus d. Yes, anyone? What should be common? What is the lowest degree term in this?
D.
D only, na? D square have the degree 2, here degree 1. So we are considering d square plus d as algebraic equation, and then we are writing degree. Otherwise, someone said d square is a second order actually. Okay, so that order is a 2 in terms of differential equation. But if it is just like algebraic equation, say y cube plus y cube plus y, sorry, y square plus y. So then the degree, lowest degree term is this one. So lowest degree term we have to take as a common. So in this case, obviously d should be a common. If you take d as a common, can we write it as 1 plus d? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now the most important step, we came across 1 upon 1 plus d there. 1 upon, this is 1 upon 1 plus d. So what is expansion? Is 1 minus d
Minus d plus d square minus d.
D cube plus d4 minus so on. But you can observe it is x square. What is the first derivative of x square? It is a 2x.
Right.
Second derivative 2. What about third and higher order derivative? What about all third?
0.
All they are 0. So this is d cube is a 0,
Zero.
d4 is a 0. So there is no need to write these all higher order terms. So in simply, if I want to expand this, I only write those terms which are non-zero terms. The vanishing terms I am not interested to write it. So I will expand 1 upon 1 plus d as 1 minus d plus d square only. There is a d cube, d4 term I am not interested at all, or we are not interested at all. Obviously, because they are 0. They are 0. So I am writing only 3 terms which are non-vanishing term. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the last step, or second last step, this 1 by d still we have to keep as it is. Now let me multiply 1 into x square. Is it x? That is only x square there. Minus d of x square. Yes, anyone? What is the d of x square?
2x.
2x, correct. And what is the d square of x square?
2.
Plus 2. Correct one. And what about 1 by d? What is the meaning of 1 by d?
Integration.
Integration. So let me integrate. What is the integration of x square?
X cube upon 3.
Correct. X cube by 3. Then minus 2x means minus x square
X square.
and plus 2x. And that is the end of yp here. So we got this as a yp. So here is yc, here is yp, and don't forget to write then y is equal to yc plus yp as a complete solution. That's the end of the question. The most important thing, this is one of the things, you should expand up to the non-zero terms only. Zero terms, no need to write it there, even though you write it. they are going to plus 0, so on like that. And always we operate derivative operator first and integral will be outside. At the end we take integration. Otherwise what will happen if you take 1 by d inside, you have to integrate and then you have to expand little more terms there. So any doubt is there? Yes, no constant after integration, correct? Because we or arbitrary constant, all arbitrary constant of these solutions are appeared in CF only. So Pi is always free from arbitrary constant. So don't write plus C, that is of a constant of integration, don't write it. We are not integrating equation. When we integrate the equation, we write the plus C. Here that 1 by d is the integral operator. So it is just we have to operate it without constant of integration there. Okay. Any doubt? Okay, is that clear? There is no constant of integration. There should not be. Oh, don't write it also. When we have some equation, say y is equal to x square, and you integrate that equation, then only there is a constant of integration. Like y equal to x cube by 3 plus c there. So that time only. Okay, good. So I will move to the next question then here. Question number 2. It is exactly similar to what we done right now. So again, it is a solved numerical. So in the book, if you observe how it is solved, replace d by m for auxiliary equation, or there is no compulsion to replace d by m. You can write auxiliary equation directly, like d square minus 9 is equal to 0. That's the auxiliary equation. So d is equal to 3 and minus 3 are the roots, plus or minus 3. So this is yc. This will be yc or cf, complementary function, or yc will be c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to minus 3x. That about step 1. Okay. In the step 2, we have pi, and that is 1 upon phi d of x cube. So phi d is a d square minus 9. And now the lowest degree term is a minus 9. So you will observe, if minus 9 is a taken common, so you will observe here, I will write it here again, d square minus 9. So from this we are taking minus 9 as a common. So if you take minus 9 as a common, minus 9 upon minus 9 is 1. It becomes minus d square by 9 plus 1. So indirectly 1 minus d square by this plus 1 is here, and minus d square by 9 is here. Is that clear? The lowest degree term is a constant term right now. The constant term has the 0 degree, and that is minus 9 is a taken common, and it is appeared in the form of 1 upon 1 minus t. 1 upon 1 minus t. And what is expansion for 1 upon 1 minus t?
1 plus t plus t.
1 plus t square plus so on. Now why I written, see there is x cube. There is x cube, so maximum you can write it up to t cube also if you want. But if the derivative appear greater than 3, there is no need to write it. So what is the value of t in this case? This is 1 upon 1 minus t. If you compare, the value of t is a d square by 9. T is a d square by 9. So 1 plus d square by 9 plus d raised to 4 upon 81 and so on.
Sir, your voice skipped between
internet fluctuation again. Same problem.
The recording is there, no, sir?
Yes, the recording is there. Okay, there will be the recording session. You can go through it if there is a more problem. Okay, just I will tell you that 1 upon 1 minus t, there is a 1 plus t square is written. Actually, this term is also not required. Why? What is the d raised to 4 of x cube?
0.
So this term is going to the 0. Okay, this will be the 0. And you will observe that's written here. That's written here, the same that one. D raised to 4 upon 81, that is a fourth derivative of x cube. That's a 0 I am written. That's coming here. 1 into x cube is x cube as it is, 1 by 9 d square of x cube, that we have to write it here, and d4 is a 0, and we get that yp there. Then yc plus yp will be the complete solution. So here is one extra step added, this one, 1 minus t raised to minus 1. If you directly from this you write this one, that is also okay. No need to write this step also. If you are not interested, you can drop this step. Okay, just have a come there on the chat. Okay, understood. Very good. So can I move to the next question then? One more?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Oh, okay. Just 1 minute. Oh, okay. Once you complete, tell me. Okay, one last question. One last question on this method. Continuously, I think internet fluctuating is there. Can you hear me?
Now
Yes,
we can.
No, sir. Or yes, sir. Okay. Siddhi तिकडे जाऊन बोल गा. चल तिकडे. Okay, so this is the last question for today. So on algebraic equation, the first part is so obvious. Yes, already it is solved actually, but let I show you step by step. So the first part, it is a d cube minus 2d plus 4 equal to 0. We have to find out all the 3 roots of this cubic equation. Whether all of you are able to get these 3 roots, or can I show you here? Can I show you how to get the all 3 roots of cubic equation? I'm not getting any response here.
The lag.
Yes. Your
Lag.
voice is lying.
The lag.
Lag is there. Why today that much of internet issue is there? I don't know. Just 1 minute. Okay, whatever. So just this is the cubic equation. So whenever we have cubic equation and we have to find out its roots, so just write equation first, d cube minus 2d plus 4 equal to 0. Focus on a constant term. The constant term is a 4 there. So the factors of 4, 4 is divisible by 1, 2 and 4 itself. So what are the possible roots? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, or plus or minus 4. So these are hit and trials for us. If we replace d by 1, we get 1 minus 2 plus 4, doesn't satisfy. Same thing for minus 1, but if we replace d by minus 2, we get a minus 8, then minus 2 into minus 2 is a plus 4 and plus 4, and it happens equal to 0 there. So the first one we get d equal to minus 2 root by hit and trial method, and our trials are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, or plus or minus 4. That is the step 1. Once we got that one root, Once we got one root by hit and trial method, which is a d equal to -2. The -2 is a one root we observed by hit and trial method. Write the coefficient of polynomial in decreasing order. The highest degree term is a d cube, that is coefficient is 1. Coefficient of d square term is not there. So what we should write? We should replace it by 0. Then a linear term -2, and lastly the 4. So synthetic division says the first term we have to keep as it is 1. Cross multiply 1 into -2 and add it. So 0 plus -2 is a -2. -2 into -2 is a 4. -2 plus 4 is a 2. 2 into -2 is -4, and this last term should be 0. That indicates this is a correct root. So -2 is a correct root. So what happens then? That this d cube polynomial, or the polynomial of degree 3, is reduces to the quadratic. So it is a d square minus 2d plus 2 equal to 0. And now we have to find the roots of this quadratic equation by our regular method, like d is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac is that correct, upon 2a. So you will get 1 plus or minus I as a root. Okay. So this will be, you will write. After that you should write this one. If you have the doubt, yes, you can ask for writing a CF there. Yes, any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay, so this is getting a root of a cubic polynomial. That is important. By synthetic division generally we get it, or calculator is also giving you all 3 roots. Complex roots also you can get on calculator. Just you have to learn the getting a complex root on calculator. That just Google on YouTube. On YouTube you will get that video, getting a complex root on calculator, and you will learn it within 5-10 minutes there. Important part, you should write correct roots there. Once you get these roots, step 2, we have YP then. And getting a YP is like 1 upon phi d of fx. Tell me what should be taken common. What should be taken common here? Yes,
4,
anyone?
sir.
What should be common from phi d?
4, sir.
4 is correct answer, because lowest degree. This is cubic term, linear and constant. Constant 4 is taken common, and we left with now 4 by 4 is 1 plus d cube minus 2d divided by 4. This way. And we this is as it is, 3x square minus 5x plus 2. So that will be as it is there. Okay. Now it is like 1 upon 1 plus t form. 1 upon 1 plus t form. How many terms we should write it for t, power of t? It is a second degree equation. This is a second degree equation, so we should write up to t square. So let me expand this bracket. 1 upon 1 plus t as 1 minus t. Now the value of t is like d cube minus 2d upon 4. So this is 1 minus t plus t square d cube minus 2d upon 4 bracket square. So that much only. I will use another ink outside because it's may not visible. So this 1 minus t plus t square of that 3x square minus 5x plus 2. So the remaining part is as it is there. Is it clear? So here is a bracket square. That's a bracket square is there. Now next part, even though it looks very complicated, it's not that complicated there. What we have to do it, we have to just write only those terms whose derivative exists. We know the bracket is of degree 2, so only those terms we are going to write it which we require, which are non-zero. If the term is vanishing, we are not interested in it. The second term is a minus d cube by 4. Is it required? Minus d cube by 4.
No, sir, it will be 0.
Yes, very good. So it is a d cube by 4. The third derivative of the bracket is a 0. No need. So next term I can write it as plus This minus minus plus 2d by 4 only. Why only this term I written? Because that is a non-zero. This term is a 0. D cube term is a 0. Come to this bracket. It is denominator is like 1 by 16. So I will write 1 by 16 as it is. So this is a 4 square. 4 square is 1 by 16. Now d cube minus 2d bracket square is there. D cube minus 2d bracket or a minus b bracket square. What is a square or what is the first term? D raised to?
D to the power 6.
Yes, d raised to 6. Is it required?
No, sir.
No. Middle term is at minus 2ab. Minus 2ab means minus
D raised
4.
to 4, sir.
D raised to 4, correct. So that is also not required. Is that? Only the last term which we are interested, because that is 4d square. 4d square, and that is there. So it is a 4d square. So only those terms I am written which we are interested. So 3x square minus 5x plus 2. And this is the most important step. Generally, the simplification is the most important. Ignoring unwanted terms is important. Otherwise, you can write all terms. Later on, they are going to be 0 only. It's no harm if you write here plus d cube by 4. Sorry, minus d cube by 4. If you write minus d cube by 4, there is no harm. But you will come to know the next step you have to write down plus 0 there or minus 0 there only. Okay. So, unwanted terms, no need to write it. If you are writing, that's also not a problem. You will get the zeros in the next step only. And only the last step is left now. Just you have to multiply this bracket to the 1 here. Then derivative of the bracket you have to write down here. And second derivative of the bracket you have to write down here. Just 4 by 16 is 1 by 4. And this 1 by 2 you can write it there. And you get a YP there. Let I show you a complete solution here. So you can see the complete solution there. So here is that steps which we discussed. First 4 is taken common. Then it is 1 minus t plus t square. Only those terms which we require we written here. Vanishing terms we ignored. Okay, vanishing terms means 0 term. 0 terms we are ignoring, not written. And this is 2 by 4 is written 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and just it is simplified and you get YP there. So YC plus YP is a complete solution at the end. If you have the doubt in algebraic method, yes, you can ask. There is one more solved example. You can go through it your own. Those who are interested, the videos on these solved examples, so these already uploaded on TMI LMS there. Okay. So for example, this question number 2, question number 3, and question number 4. These solved examples, their recorded videos are already on TMI LMS there.